Hello, welcome to my online lecture series of Basics of Automobile Engineering. Myself Bhagirip Kalal from Engineering and Technology, Engineering and Technology. So today I will discuss about the remaining types of clutch in detailing. So in previous video lectures we studied about the single plate clutch, multi plate clutch and cone clutch. Okay, three types of clutch we already used, and that clutch is nowadays used. So advanced level of clutch, that is a vacuum clutch, hydraulic clutch are used, and centrifugal clutch in your moped, or we can say in gearless vehicles used in a centrifugal clutch. Okay, so first we will discuss about the centrifugal clutch. The centrifugal clutch is a function, basically principle on the centrifugal force. Okay, that is based on centrifugal force. Okay, so the centrifugal clutch used in centrifugal force instead of the spring force. Okay, here not spring force is used, that is a centrifugal force, that is the mr omega square, yeah, mv square by r. Okay, that is the centrifugal force. Okay, for keeping it engaged position. Also it does not require clutch pedal for the operating clutch. Okay, so no clutch pedal is required. It's you are reaching that speed, the clutch is automatically engaged with the your drum. Okay, the clutch is operated automatically depending upon the engine speed. That is the main role of the engine speed. When you reaches that certain speed, the clutch is engaged, and your vehicle, your torque or power which transmitted to the your wheel. Okay, by that speed. Okay, the minimum speed is required to operate or move your vehicles. That is the main logic behind this centrifugal clutch. The vehicle can be stayed in any gears by pressing the accelerator pedal, stopped in a gear without the stalling the engine. The vehicle can be started. Okay, so here the diagram of the centrifugal clutch. This is the view, front view, and this is the side view. Okay, how it works? When you increase the speed or omega of the vehicle, that brake pads moves outward, and it is the outer drum, and this is the brake lining material, clutch lining materials. Okay, or we can say clutch materials. And when speed is increases, the spring is moves outward, the spring force is applied here, that balance this mr omega square according to omega increases, or omega square, that is a huge amount of force will be produced and that act on this drum. So all the four clutch, or we can spider is used, or we can material, so it engages the drum, that is the outer rim of the drum, and the power is transferred, and this drum is connected to the driven shaft, and this is the your driving shaft. You can see here, this is the driving shaft and omega, and it transmits power by engaging the by increasing the speed, and that it is connected with this outer inner side of the drum. Okay, that is a centrifugal clutch function. So this is the diagram of the centrifugal clutch. This is a spring force, and it is a fr omega square, that is a centrifugal force which is acting on the drum at certain speed. If you increases the speed, that is the engaging conditions. When you reduce the speed, that is a disengaging condition, because it reduces the centrifugal force. This is the diagrams and working function of the centrifugal clutch. Mainly the frictions concept are used here according to the speed, and fr omega square, that is the centrifugal force acting on the drum. Next is electromagnetic clutch. In this type of clutch, the flywheel consists of winding coils or we can say winding of copper coils are winding on that flywheel. The current is supplied to the winding, or in the winding, from the battery or dynamometers. Okay, dynamo is used to supply a current to this winding. When the current is passes over this winding, it produces EMF, or we can say electromagnetic field is produced, which attract that pressure plate, thereby engaging the clutch. Okay, so that clutch is engaged. When the supply is cut off, when is battery power is cut off or dynamo cut off, the clutch is disengaged. That is the electromagnetic clutch. How it works? The coil winding is here on this flywheel, and clutch plate are attracted because of the electromagnetic field are induced. So this is the electromagnetic clutch. Next is vacuum clutch. By the function of the vacuum, with the help of vacuum, the pressure is acting on the pedal. Okay, it consists of vacuum cylinder with the piston. Here one arrangement is attached to the piston, or one arrangement is connected to the clutch. Okay, so solenoidal operator valve is there, reservoir, and non-returning valve. This is the parts of the vacuum clutch required, that is a vacuum cylinder, piston, solenoidal operator, reservoir, and non-returning valve is used there. The reservoir is connected to the engine manifold through non-returning valve. The vacuum cylinder is connected to the reservoir through the solenoidal operated valve. The solenoidal is operated from the battery. The solenoidal, the power comes from the battery, and the circuit is incorporated a switch which is placed in the gear lever. The movement of the piston is transmitted by the linkage to the clutch, causing it is a disengage. When the driver is not operating the gear lever, the switch is open. Okay, so switch is open and the clutch remains engaged due to the force of the spring. Here there is a reservoir, non-returning valve is there, two outlet manifold, and then this is the solenoid connected to the battery, and this is the piston arrangement, and this power or vacuum is supplied to the clutch, and again it transfers to the clutch. Okay, so vacuum clutch is a clutch operating system. That vacuum is operated engagement disengagement clutch. The vacuum used for operating taken from the engine intake manifold. When a vacuum is created inside the intake manifold, vacuum is created inside the intake manifold, it flows through the non-returning valve because it cannot come back again, and one-way valve is stored inside the vacuum reservoir is there. And third, the system is automatically operated when the driver shifts the gear. Okay, which means during the running the vehicle, when the driver shifts the gear, okay, the system gets on disengaging the clutch. The advantages of using vacuum clutch is that less effort is required. The power required for the manual, there is a more, but in vacuum clutch is the less effort and operating the clutch. So this is two case vacuum when solenoidal valve is off. This is the case one. When solenoidal valve is off, the vacuum from engine manifold is not come inside, vacuum is stored here, and when it is not operated, switch is off, here disengage, and piston rod is here connected to the pressure plate, and open atmosphere the vacuum goes outside. Next, case 2, when solenoidal valve is on. When solenoidal valve on, this is the connection, and this vacuum reservoir, when vacuum is stored here, and this vacuum is here, and the piston rod pressure acting on that here and connecting to the pressure plate. It is connected to the pressure plate, so it is disengaging condition. This is the layout diagram for the exam point of view. This is a vacuum reservoir, so you can draw in the exam. This is the vacuum clutch. Next is this is the theory related to the vacuum, how it operates and disengage conditions, so you can write easily in the exam, so which is already I explained in the previous slides, in this slide. Okay, next is hydraulic clutch. So it is different from the vacuum clutch. Hydraulic clutch and vacuum clutch. In vacuum clutch, vacuum are used. In hydraulic clutch, we use some fluid to operate a clutch, okay, instead of the vacuum. Otherwise it is a similar that of the vacuum clutch. Okay, so just arrangement is changed and it is supplied to the clutch with the help of hydraulic, okay, or we can say fluid. The oil reservoir is there because hydraulic brake might be studied in your previous subjects or any subjects. Hydraulic brake, okay, hydraulic power place, hydraulic lift. Similarly, that principle of the hydraulic or Pascal's law we used in the hydraulic clutch. The hydraulic clutch is operated in the same way of the vacuum clutch. Only the difference is that operated by oil pressure, whereas the vacuum clutch is operated by vacuum. That is the main difference. The pump is operated by the engine itself. Here we use a pump to supply a fluid at high pressure with the help of engine power itself. The oil from the reservoir is pumped into the accumulator tank, where accumulator tank accumulates all the oil or fluid. Okay, it's connected to the cylinder through the control valve. It is connected to cylinder control valve to controlling the fluid. Okay, how much amount is going inside the cylinder or some amount of return to the oil reservoir with the help of controlling valve. The control valve is electrically controlled by a switch in the gear lever, which is controlled by gear lever. Okay, when the driver holds the gear lever, When hold the gear lever to change the gears, the switch is operated to open the control valve, admitted oil under the pressure to the cylinder. Okay, due to the oil pressure, the piston moves, causing the clutch to the disengaged conditions. Okay, when changing the gear, because control valve is connected to the gear lever. As soon as the driver leaves the gear lever, the switch is open. Okay, the switch is open, which close to control valve, and which close the control valve, and the clutch is engaged condition. So this is the model of the hydraulic clutch. This is the pedals. Okay, this is the cylinders, and the power is supplied, or we can say effort is supplied to the clutch with the help of hydraulic principles, or we can say Pascal's principle. The main key of this hydraulic clutch is the control. So these three types of clutches we studied in this video. First is electromagnetic and vacuum clutch, and hydraulic clutch. So that the applied effort, manual effort which applied on the clutch pedal, which is reduced, and this is a, we can say, advanced type of clutch used in nowadays. Okay, so thank you so much guys.